Hey there, I am going to be replacing the drive belt in my snowblower today. This is a Power Clear 621 QZE model, and I believe it's a 2013. And on this model, and I think on most of them, the drive belt's on the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on removing that. And it looks to me like it's just the three screws here, here, and here, and I think it's a 3/8, but I'll double check that. And I just ordered a new belt online. This is just from Amazon. I don't think it was more than $20. I'll put the link to what I bought for this, just so everybody knows. Let's get into it. Just one other note, when it came, I don't know, it came earlier this week. I didn't have time to get to it. It's Saturday today. I kept this inside just so it's a little more flexible and easier to work with, just in case the belt is tight. So that was just one tip I wanted to throw in there. So yeah, it's just these three screws you got to get out. So I'm just going to loosen them up, and then I won't waste your time backing them out. But it's there, and one more here. Then it looks like there's little grooves, so you just kind of open it up and back it out. Let me get these screws out quick. All right, so I'm getting this last screw out. Put my screws off to the side. It just folds down, and yeah, you can see there's just little grooves on here. Set that off to the side. Definitely it's loose, right? There's a lot of play in that. I'm hoping that's my problem. So the reason I'm doing this is we had a little snow and I took it out, and the engine runs great now. I replaced the carburetor, the spark plug, a few other little things. I checked the governor, spring, and all that. That seemed fine. But when I was snow blowing, it was just sort of puking out the snow, like it wasn't throwing it hard. So I'm thinking it's the drive belt, just because there's so much play in this. So hopefully with that being tighter, it won't slip as much once it gets bogged down with snow. So that'll push the engine, and I noticed the engine wasn't even revving when I hit the snow, so hopefully this will do it. So when we take a look at this, I believe the first step is just to remove this spring, and then that'll take the pressure off this pulley. But let me take a look at it, and we'll get into it. Okay, so this was kind of one of the reasons why I thought I might need to either readjust the drive belt or just change it and possibly readjust it, is this pulley arm. When I was looking at the manual, it's supposed to be real tight at about 1/8 of an inch, so something like that. And I can easily just move it back. I'm just using my thumb here, you know, like it's very little pressure. Everything's working, but that means you're not getting as much tension on that belt. So as I pull the arm closer, it pushes that pulley down, puts more pressure on the belt. I probably could leave the belt in and just readjust here, but that, you know, at this point, a belt's only 20 bucks. I don't know if this has ever been swapped out. I got this from my neighbor because the engine wasn't running right, so I got that fixed. So why not just replace the belt? And then we'll come back and check and make sure that we have the right amount of tension here so that we're fully engaging. And I think that's so when you really hit some heavy snow in the engine, you know, there's load put on the paddles, that there's no slippage in the belt, so that the engine's actually able to push all that snow out. I feel like that's my problem right now. Hopefully it is. We're supposed to get snow tonight, so I'll be able to find out shortly. So when I looked at the manual, they say to take the spring off first and then get this nut out, and there's a washer there, and then take this off and take the belt off. I'm not even sure you need to take that off. So I'm gonna first start with just getting this nut off. I'll figure out what size it is and start cranking that off. Okay, so you just kind of hold this as best you can and then work this off. It's a little cold out here, so I'm gonna get my gloves on. Okay, you can see the washer there, and it is curved a bit, so I'm just gonna leave it on there so I know the way it goes back on. And I think we just gotta get a little bit of your hands behind it, and you kind of work it off. Maybe I'll just just pull the spring off to be, whoops. All right, so that looks like it goes, okay. So I'll just double check the position of that spring, but now we have a little more play in it, and I'll probably just get a little something that I can work behind here and just pop it off. So since the spring fell off, I just wanted to make sure I showed everyone the right way for it to go back on. And you can kind of see how I've got this orientated. There's a slot and then a hole that the spring fits through. And this is the way it's going to be orientated up in here. So just to get a good view there, this is the one end of the spring. This is the look that way. And then this just goes, there's a little tab that goes in, and then it turns this way. And then you just connect the spring like so. That's it. So I just want to make sure, since it fell out, I was looking at it for a minute. It took me a minute to figure it out, so I thought I'd, you know, make sure everyone else knows how to put that back on. I think I'm just going to leave it on and just get this pulley out. All right, so I'm going to try to get this pulley off again. I'm just going to try to get on each side of it, my fingers behind it, and just work it off of there. It's not super easy to get off, though, I'll tell you that. That kind of maybe needs to lift off a little bit. And maybe that's the reason why you want to get this spring out of here. You do that without dropping it. All right. Hopefully that just stays. Yeah. Give a little room there. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Okay, so that's the reason you want the spring out, because this was putting pressure on here, and now it's easy to just slide right out. Of course, you want to make sure you understand the orientation. It's pretty simple, just around here. So I'm going to take this one off. If I can get it out of there. Get it off of there. Get that out of there. And I'll go get my other one. I mean, all in all, the belt doesn't look terrible, but it definitely was loose. All right, so I got my new belt. Get it around there. And then work it around here on top of this metal piece there. Okay. Whoops, I'll have to do that again. Get this on. It's in the grooves. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then there's a little groove here there's a notch, and that fits right onto, see on the back side there's a little notch there. Hopefully my head's not in the way. There's a notch, and there's a notch on here, so you just got to make sure that that lines up. So that's really the only trick here. Slides right on. Belt is in all the way. Okay, and then like I was showing, so this piece goes in like that. This fits in like that. Okay, and then that little nub goes in and then turn. And then we're just pulling this over to set some tension on it, which is already very loose. So I think that's okay, but we may want to just adjust the tensioner. I'm going to see what up top it looks like, and then we'll probably have to make some adjustments to tighten the pulley a bit. But I'm going to put this screw in first. Remember, I've got the screw washer combo. We'll get that tightened down. Oh, and that was, of course, it wasn't the same as the outer screws. That was a 7/16 for this. I'll tighten that down. Just make sure this is all good. Okay, that looks good. I'm just going to tighten this down, and then I'm going to see what we have up top at the pulley, or at the arm, you know, that we engage the blades with. And I want to see just how tight this gets. Okay, so same as before, super easy to pull it back. Doesn't seem like it's getting enough tension. So what we're gonna do, let me just set the camera here so you can see. Get this thing to stay. I'm gonna pull this piece up, and I'm gonna move this up just one at a time. And so all that involves is just getting a little more. You can actually take it off of, there's a spring here. So if you don't have enough slack, we're just trying to move it up the rung one. So I'm gonna probably just take the spring off. I'll get a pair of pliers, it'll be easier. And then I wanna move this up one row that way to get more tension on this, and then we'll try it again. Okay, so I was just looking at this. I could disconnect the spring, but you know, then I was thinking about it. Why don't I just fold the whole handlebar forward a little bit? That would take all the pressure off, and then I could easily adjust this point here. So all I'm doing is, there's a couple of screws that I'm just backing out. Then this piece will back. So you just kind of take and get this out so that we can, yeah. Once that's out on both sides, once you look at it, you'll get a better idea. But just backing this out on each side, getting this connector off, this whole piece will fold forward, so that the whole handlebar will fold forward for like storage, and then the pressure will be all off that piece there, and I can easily adjust it. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So you just, this is all tightened down. You want this in there, and then you tighten this nut down, and then the handlebar is solid. So you just have to back this off enough to go get that out, and then you do that on the other side, and you can fold the handlebars down. Okay, so with the handlebars folded over, you can see just resting on there. Position the camera. You can pull a little bit. You have plenty of slack to come out of that hole, and I'm gonna go up one. We're gonna try that. So then we're just gonna fold this back. Move the camera so you can see. Put that in just to hold it. Do that on the other side too. There. Don't have to tighten it down or anything. I just want to know how this, a little tighter. I think we could probably go one more since it's still, I'm gonna try one more. It looks like the cable had been bent, maybe from folding that over, or maybe it got caught. So I'm thinking we just need to go a little bit higher on this, or the spring is just a little loose. That may be something to replace too. But I'm gonna try this first. We still have a few more holes left that we can tighten this. Okay, so now we're gonna go up one more hole. Just pull it out and go in there and down, and we'll repeat. So I think I'm gonna stick with the second to last hole for now. The cord's nice and tight when I have the handlebars back, and I pull it to the 1/8 away from the handlebar position. I'll show what that looks like, but any slack in this cord it's nice and tight. Looks like the pulley and everything are holding. I tried grabbing the belt just a little bit as I had it engaged, and it wasn't moving, so that's a good sign. Supposed to snow again later tonight, so I'm gonna give it a try and just see if that improves, it from not clogging up and throwing snow a little farther, and putting the engine under a bit of load. So just go like this, just to show you how I get this all put back together. Push that in. There's a little curved washer that wraps right around the bar, and then you want to just turn this little hand tighten nut down. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just the same thing. But you can see even already that little bit that was there that was slack, it's tightening up. And then as I pull it back, you know how tight that gets? It's nice and tight at what I would consider, I'm not gonna measure it, but you know, right about here, there's plenty of tension on it. Don't want it to be too much, otherwise the blades won't shut off. So that's gonna be one thing I'll have to look at. If you tighten it too much, when you release the handlebar, the blades will still be engaged and they'll still be turning a little bit. So I'll see how that looks. Nothing else to do down there, so we can put the cover back on. And for right now, we're done. It's really just gonna be a test process when we blow the snow later. Okay, so with the handlebar disengaged, just the belt by itself, you can see there's a little bit of play in here, but it's not nearly as much as it was on the old belt. So this should hopefully fix my problem. I'm gonna find out tonight, like I said. Let's get the cover put back on. It's pretty simple. It's really just lining up these little tabs at the end, right into, there are 2 holes there. Fold it over. Sorry, I didn't do a very good job of showing you that. Put the 2 tabs in, fold it over, and then put the 3 screws back in. All right, so last step here, we're just gonna get these started. It's kind of going into sheet metal, so I'll probably just use my ratchet. Let me get those started, but it's just the 3 that we took out. Get those put in, tighten it up, and then we'll see what it looks like tonight when I actually have to blow some snow. Yeah, you probably could use your drill or whatever if you want to make this go a little quicker. There we go. Tool's out, so I'm just holes line up good. No problem there. Just need to get them started, and then it's easy. So I got these 2 snug up. Last one, and you're not trying to over tighten this, just snug, just so it's not going anywhere. And so yeah, that's it. Hopefully, like I said, we'll see how that goes tonight. Either way, it looks like the belt needed to be replaced, so got that done. I'm gonna report back just on if this was the fix to the problem or not. But we'll do that a little later tonight, and we'll hope for the best. Okay, well, we had just a little bit of snow last night, so I fired up the snowblower and gave the new belt a try, and still kind of doing the same thing. So I think I'm gonna have to move on to replacing the paddles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll document that in another video. But I think the symptom that I'm seeing is it blows a little bit of snow, but the chute gets clogged up easily, and I'm seeing snow get thrown forward. And just from looking at the manual and what the paddles look like, the wear indicators are definitely gone. So I think for sure there's these little flaps on the side, and there's holes in them, and they're ripped. So I'm gonna go ahead and just order that, and then we'll make another video replacing it. But in general, at least in this video, we got the drive belt replaced, which isn't a bad thing anyways. Once again, I'll put the link to what I ordered for the drive belt in the description. Thanks for watching.